The recent terror attacks in Pahalgam has shocked the world, to say the least. India has been extended a helping hand from a lot of nations. Israel is one of them. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has already extended a helping hand. We have with us today a special guest, Israel's ambassador to India, Mr. Reuven Azar. Thanks a lot for speaking to us. So, to start with, sir, how are India and Israel collaborating on this major, global terrorism issue that happened just a few hours ago in India?
Well, Vishal, first of all, allow me to send my condolences to the families of the murdered and wish swift recovery to those wounded. This has been a terrible, terrible attack. It's shocking. People have the right to go on vacation. It's completely unacceptable that people will be attacked while they are on vacation or while they are celebrating their honeymoon or they are going to a music festival. We cannot accept that. We have to fight that, and I'm happy that the government of India is so resolute and determined to fight it in all the ways possible, both militarily, politically, foreign policy-wise, media-wise. It's very important, and we will continue to cooperate. We've been cooperating in different ways, when it comes to methodologies, with technologies, with intelligence, and these are things that we are learning from each other all the time. We'll continue to do so. We have to join hands, because this is really the biggest challenge of our century. We are seeing this all over the world, and we have to create a situation in which this won't continue. And both steps are required.
And sir, a lot of reports suggest that there were some Hamas people who visited Pakistan in the recent past, in the last 1 month or two. And there was a lot of parallels being drawn between how Hamas executed those October 7 attacks and how these attacks happened. So what does Israel have to say about that? Have you reported on it? Are you taking some action about it?
Yes, of course, we have reported on it. It was also publicly, it was publicly published in different outlets. It's very clear that these terrorists are trying to copycat from each other, are trying to sophisticate the ways in which they terrorize people, in which they breach the basic rules of humanity. And the fact that these so-called leaders of Hamas have been accepted in any country, have been received in any country, let alone celebrated, this is a phenomenon that has to be condemned. Beyond, of course, the condemnation of their atrocious actions, because we cannot accept a situation in which people commit such terrible deeds and then they are celebrated. This is completely unacceptable.
Talking about the Hamas visit itself to Pakistan, was Israel aware of those visits, and was it shared with India? Was it made public in any way?
Well, as I told you, it was published in the media, so there wasn't much to report. If intelligence bodies naturally they work behind the scenes, so I'm sure that they are in touch and they are exchanging information for their best interests.
And sir, has Israel offered any intelligence or counter-terrorism support in light of these ghastly attacks?
As I said, we stand ready to support India in any way, and we've been working to fight terrorism, especially when it comes to the capacity building. We are learning from India. India has been doing a very good job in the area of Jammu and Kashmir in terms of stabilization. This is a process that we have been learning from. And, of course, there is exchange of information all the time. We develop methodologies, like, for example, underground warfare. There are other methodologies that have to do with urban warfare.
How does Israel view this challenge of terrorism in South Asia, particularly when it pertains to Jammu and Kashmir?
We see it like we see the terrorism in West Asia. We have a situation here in which you have extremists that are led by a distorted interpretation of Islam with a cult of death. And unfortunately, they are being sponsored by states that are member in the UN. This is completely absurd. So I think more action has to be done in order to get the world to cooperate with us in this fight, because this is coming to them as well.
When you say more actions, that was supposed to be my next question. Do you think some concrete steps need to be taken that need to go beyond these bilateral talks? Do you think there has to be some strong action on the ground?
Well, first of all, the Indian government is doing, and I'm sure it will do whatever it has to do. We are confident and we support the government of India. We are talking here about the international arena. When it comes to the international arena, we've seen too many countries contextualizing terrorism, too many countries trying to say that we are overreacting, countries that condemn terrorism but are not willing to isolate those who support terrorism, countries that are not even capable of agreeing on a definition of terrorism, countries that are allowing companies to supply satellite services to extreme organizations and to countries that incite for extremism and for killing of others. So there is much to do together. We can work on it bilaterally. I think what we have to do is a concerted effort globally. And there is no there's no doubt that India is interested in that, because we've seen how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken about it in English today. He was speaking to the world. And we accept this message. We are ready to embrace that message and to work together with India in order to fight terrorism globally.